Hey guys, I'm Jason.
I'm Logan.
We're back on this week's Keeping Tabs on cEDH.
And man, what a weekend it's been.
What a crazy weekend, especially for you. Do you want to talk more about that?
Yeah, in just a second, but we got some Spider-Man spoilers, which are not that interesting to be honest. But
I can't believe that we just had like pre-release weekend of Edge of Eternities. I'm like, wow, look at all these cool space lands, and then we just start seeing spoilers for the next set.
yeah, one card that caught my eye was Spider-Punk, and I think on the face of it, it looks really interesting. But if you start thinking about it a little bit more logically, I think the less interesting it becomes. So Spider-Punk is a legendary creature, spider-human hero. That's a lot of text there. For 1 and a red, it has Riot, and it says spells and abilities can't be countered. What do you think about this card, Jason?
Hey, don't forget the damage can't be prevented part. It gets through One Ring protection.
Well, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Not really.
Hey,
I
Ragavan.
don't think it comes up that often.
You can still dash Ragavan through that. Think about it.
He's not a spider, though.
It's okay. He can't be countered.
So Riot means either haste or +1/+1 counter, right?
Yeah.
So this enters as probably a 3/2 in most situations if we were to play it, because like you just don't want it to die to OBM.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
I don't think giving it haste really does anything kind of relevant.
Not in our format, I don't think
so. In decks like Godo or Magda, having like these defense grid type effects are decent and like they were pretty strong. I don't think either of those decks are like really looking for this card though specifically.
Not necessarily, because they're like Magda's specifically is like a deck where like you kind of want to play like the mid range, you know. So it's like putting this out and then letting a turbo player jam into you. It feels kind of bad.
Not only that, there's no way to tutor for it. There's really no reason to like. It's not really protecting you because you're not casting a lot of spells as Magda.
Yeah. And like, who's gonna stifle your Magda activation?
I don't know. And then a lot of people were commenting about this deck in like Rogsai, which I see some validity to, because if you are playing the more turbo-oriented version of Rogsai, this is a bad defense grid, but it still is kind of a defense grid.
Yeah, you can.
It's a way to like push through your spells.
The like corner case I thought about it when I saw the card was like turn 1 Spider Punk and then turn 2 Thassa Decon, right? That's uncounterable.
Yeah. So it is interesting in those cases, right? But I don't see that I don't see Rogsai really tutoring for this card when you have defense grid as an option.
Yeah, I agree.
So anyway, it's interesting. Whether it comes up or I don't know. Well, I'm sure someone will play it. I'm sure someone will do well in a top 16 and like in a major top 16, and then people will latch on to that, and then they'll go, "Wait, why aren't we just playing Voice of Victory?"
Yeah. Honestly, this reads similar to like a Rowan card, you know? Since all they care about is their Dragonstorm resolving anyway, so it's like, oh, we died.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you still lose to Mindbreak Trap though, right?
Yeah.
So, that was one interesting thing we saw this weekend. Overall, this weekend has been kind of a blur for me. Thursday, what did I do Thursday, I worked on a playmat with Gold Sabertooth, which was really cool.
Do you want to show that?
Yeah, let me find it. I'll just pull up his Etsy store. It's probably just easier. There's so much gas every time I scroll through this store.
But it's not even a Magic related playmat either.
Yeah, so he was very very interested to get into like other markets, and I told him like Riftbound is coming out, the new League of Legends TCG. Where is the regular version?
Maybe you'll find it on his Twitter.
I don't know. The regular version exists somewhere. Maybe he sold out. But this is the foiled out version. So the foil one's a little bit nicer, a little bit different color scheme, so it pops better on the foiling. Mm-hmm. But in the other one, Lee Sin's like all red and stuff. But it's so cool. We got so many references to like his abilities, his like double Q W double W double E. You know, like how he has two aspects to each.
Yeah, I see that.
It just
even
came out,
have
like,
an insect reference to that too.
Yeah, your will, my hand. So anyway, Thursday we did this after I came home from work. Friday worked. We went to our new level 7 and played a small cEDH event there.
Yeah,
there were
21, 22 players at this event.
But that's like, it's a brand new location, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of familiar faces. I think only like 1 or 2 new people, and it was nice. It was a good time. I played wrong side, drew the first 2 games only because like I missed an interaction with having double smothering tithe plus grinding station, I'm like, I don't need this many treasures. I need enough treasures where I can just like start shredding people's libraries, and I'll still make like mana. So I missed that. Once I realized that, then 2 players that had interaction had no libraries anymore, and I was like, okay, well, I don't run Mastermind anymore, which is kind of probably a mistake. So I should put Mastermind back in. But had I realized this a little bit sooner, they would have had no interaction for what I was doing.
Dude, it's so funny. I'm like, I told Jax about the grinding station stuff. I'm like, you should do this because it like helps you pivot early. No, this motherfucker out here is trying to use grinding station to manually mill his opponents out in the late game.
Yeah. I think my turn was like, I had turn 2 Ristic, turn 3 copy of Ristic, or I had turn 2 Ristic, turn 3 copy Tithe and copy Ristic, and then turn 4 copy Tithe, and then Remora and Verity Circle.
Wow.
And I was like, hey, I'm in a pretty good spot. Like,
supposedly.
Yeah. But anyway, drew that game and then won the next game pretty handily with also with grinding station and front side of Berkey, and just being able to cast and kind of manually go through stuff. And then in game 4, I had to talk to the store owner about something really briefly, just kind of like business related, unrelated to the game. And so that kind of held it up a little bit. And then Emily called me and she's like, hey, my water broke. We need to go to the hospital. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, sorry guys, like gotta go.
You're like, gotta go, bro.
And like, I feel like I kind of threw that game. I feel bad, but you know, like the game was kind of ending when I got that phone call anyway. So I didn't really like do anything to throw it, but I feel like I was in a position where I could have won. And then I was just like, there's more important shit I gotta do. Like, I can't be here right now. So yeah, long story short, we went to the hospital, and about 10 o'clock in the morning, we have a baby boy.
Saturday morning.
So all in all, like, it was a pretty smooth process. He just came really early, and so he's like still in the NICU. He's doing well. Really no problems. He's just like, I don't know. He's learning the world. He's trying to learn to feed and stuff like that. So no breathing problems or anything like that. So I know it's like not magic related, but that was like my weekend.
This is awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Congrats on being a father now.
Thanks.
I can call you dad without it being a fraudulent term.
Jason calls me dad all the time because we have the same last name, and I'm just like significantly older than he is, and you call Emily mom too, which is really funny, but it's endearing. It's not like, you know,
it's not cringe.
It's not cringe. I mean, it's a little cringe, but it's so anyway, that's our son. His name's Calvin. We were joking that like if he had a middle name that started with E, he could be CED, and then Emily's maiden name is Hart, so he could have been little baby CEDH. But anyway, so that was my fun this weekend, and I felt like I was planning on like going Friday night, planning on going Saturday night, that kind of thing. But this also kind of like last episode I talked about not being able to go to the Invitational because of this. And so I had messaged Top Deck and I said, hey, you know how I like rescinded my invite and I said like I can't go? I probably can. And I haven't like, they're like, oh, it's totally fine. Like, we'll get you in, or we'll figure it out, or whatever it takes. So I'm very thankful to them for that. But I haven't yet said like, yes, I'm definitely going or anything like that. We're still trying to figure it out. But that was my weekend.
That's awesome.
How did you do? You won that event, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I thought about retiring after the first two games.
Really?
Because the first game, I just mauled myself to death. And I was like, wow, Rogdrass has turn 2 7 mana in play, and I just missed the land drop on turn 2. So,
Were you playing farm?
yeah, I was playing farm.
Okay.
I love the deck still.
Yeah.
I do have to mention that I cut Windfall and I cut Hollowed Fountain. Now, those don't sound like significant, but I just added in City of Traders and Talisman of Progress. I think just the added consistency of the extra mana feels really good.
Yeah, I think that City, especially in turbo-leaning decks, is nearly uncuttable, even if you're in 4 colors, and then be able to convert that colorless into the same color that Hollowed Fountain makes with the Talisman.
Yeah.
It increases that production like a turn earlier, if things line up right, or if you're like post Nas or post Necro.
Yeah, it helps you convert into like white, which is sometimes very useful, or blue specifically for Thassa's Oracle.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Are you down to like 25 lands?
No, we're at 27 still.
Dang, dude. Jay is like at like 23.
I know. No, he told me, he was like, "Oh, I guess I have to go back to 26 lands now that now that I cut Chromatic Star for an actual land."
Oh my god. Overall, I think the event was really fun. The cool thing about this is at the beginning of the event, I said, "Hey, like, I know this is just our like $10 buy-in locals or whatever, but it would be really awesome if everyone submitted a deck list, because if I think there's a lot of people paying attention to like the events that you and I specifically play in, and like our events that are going on in our like local scene, so that if people can like start to see the decks that are being played and like what decks are doing well, even at these smaller events, I think it's helpful, because I've had people kind of mention to me, they're like, "Hey, I saw you like won this like locals." I'm like, "Yeah, I did. I was on this deck." I could have literally said any deck, because like no one submitted a deck list, right? I could have totally scammed them.
Yeah.
No, but I was like, I was on the wrong side, or I was on Glarb or whatever. It doesn't matter. But now that everyone's got like a submitted list, is kind of nice.
Yeah.
But,
so after round 1 loss, we took a draw in round 2.
yeah.
The Kalia player actually had a Necropotence in play and a Villas, and I did not realize that we were supposed to counter the Necro or kill the Villas, because once they paid 30 life into the Necro,
I was 30 cards.
I was like, "Oh, you mean you just put 30 cards into your hand? Oh crap!"
Villas is an interesting card. I think I understand why I see he's playing Kalia, but I'm almost starting to wonder why I don't see it elsewhere.
The main problem, I think, is that it's like a 8 mana card, right?
Yeah.
And it's a little hard to cast sometimes.
Yeah, but like, there's plenty of decks that can reanimate that.
Yeah, sure. But it's like, do I want to reanimate that, or like, do I want to reanimate like something else,
like a Hullbreaker, or like a
even
Hoarding
like a
Gridlord.
Ranger?
Yeah. It obviously has a very powerful effect. So like I think it's hard for us as cEDH players to not see the power in some sort of interactions like that. Mm-hmm. And I think it is harder to put those like A plus B together, right? Because Villas is 8 mana, Necro's 3 mana, it's all black.
And it's 11 mana worth of permanence.
Exactly.
I'm like, is that good? Oh.
Yeah, but like once you have those, you're like, oh, that's really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
So it is interesting. I'm sure that they will pop up elsewhere, but I've definitely seen its like power in Kalia, especially with things like Bowmaster. You just like start shooting yourself, and like drawing more.
So the main thing with that is that they also had a Children of Corliss in play, so they regained 30 life.
No.
I was like,
wait, so did you lose this game?
No, we drew.
What?
Because there was Ristic, I had a Ristic, and I had Esper Sentinel and Mockingbird Esper Sentinel, and the other Kinnan player had a Wanderer Cake.
Oh, okay.
And then there was a Fairy Mastermind.
I'm starting to see how there's it's pretty hard to like get through some of that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So when they try to jam into like the draw engine, we kind of just shut them down. We worked towards a draw at this point because I knew if I had expended my interaction without a draw, if we were to stop the Kalia player, we would go into Jax's turn, and he drew like 10 cards on the other Kinnan player's turn because they had a Sphinx in play.
So this is round 2, right?
Yeah.
So you lost round 1, drew round 2.
Yep.
And then you won your 3 and 4.
Yep. I won 3 and 4 off the back of Bowmaster Tithe.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just returning to wrong side feels really good, and it reminds me of how powerful that deck and that shell is.
Is this your farm? Like,
I think so.
Okay.
Like, I mean, do you think that I play a better deck right now than that?
No.
Of all the decks that I play.
Sorry, Glarb, but no.
No. I mean, when was the last time you saw me play Glarb though? Like, honestly.
That was a long time ago.
But Connor's been playing it and doing well with Glarb.
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
I think the deck is good, but like it's just not what I want to be playing right now. Like I want to be playing wrong side. It just feels really good.
Feels busted.
It feels broken, and I think that's what we're all like looking for in a deck. Is you want to do the broken stuff. You know, EDH players and like regular casual players say they want to do the thing. We want to just do broken shit.
We want to do the thing, but faster.
Well, we want to win the game fast.
That's true.
Yeah. Sometimes we want to torture our opponents a little bit, but usually it's just winning.
Oh, you're casting a spell? Draw 4?
Other things that happened this weekend. There was a 10K in Atlanta, and top 4 we got 2 pretty notable players, Ian and Max. So Comedian and Wounded Satellite.
Yep.
And 2 Kinnons in top 4, Rogthras and Kefka in 4th.
Yeah, Kefka. From when I analyzed this deck list, it just looked like a Grixis control list that's playing like Commandeer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Curse Totem, which feels awesome. Like, it's just...
It reminds me of Tivit a little bit. Tivit loves to just throw random Curse Totem or...
So
obviously this deck can't run like Graph Digger's Cage. But,
yeah.
But
so it kind of reminds you, like, that's a good parallel actually. Is that it's like almost like a Grixis Tivit with like some sort of like value engine in the command zone that's not like insta win on the spot, but it's still like
good enough,
decently good. It's an excellent 3-color pile, and then like your time sieve is like your breach, right?
Yeah, and you can just like run random whatever assortment of cards in the 99 if you wanted to.
That's how Grixis generally is, and same with Esper. You just run a pile of good stuff.
One would wonder why you just don't run Rogsai and just do the same thing, but you know, I don't think that Kefka is really offering a whole lot, to be honest.
Yeah, being a 5-mana commander is really hard, especially when you compare it to exactly Rograk, because like you get access to so much free interaction.
4 free spells
immediately.
Yeah. Defending against Turbo this weekend with Wrong Side felt like incredible, because I was like seat 2, played Rograk, I had Fierce and Rollick in my hand, and I'm just like, I can literally just sit here and like I don't need to worry about literally anything for the moment.
Yeah. It's like that extra blanket of safety you get when you just see those spells in your hand. You're like, oh, I don't lose in the first 3 turns.
Yeah, or I can use these to like help prevent somebody else from winning, or I can, should I draw my proactive pieces, I can protect my win.
Yep.
And people they're just like not ready for that. If you have these 5-mana commanders, you don't have Fierce and Swat and Rollick like online. If you even have them in your deck.
Especially not readily accessible extremely early.
Yeah. So it is interesting. And then continuing down, we see a lot of really interesting decks. Tim the Dargo is still continuing to do well. That's not even Kellen. That's another player. Lumra, VV, Tevish Strass, Wandering Minstrel.
There's not even a farm in top 16, guys. Farm is washed.
Wow. Kenrith, another Dargo Timna. Still not Kellen. Raul Radadrabic?
Yeah. It's like a
I've played against it.
Persist like
It is like
deck. It's kind of cool.
It is like Orzhov combo. Like there is a combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are combos in it.
Because usually like you have like a Boromir and your commander in play, and you can generate infinite sacrifices off of it, and then like you just have a Blood Artist effect.
So I don't know that we're gonna like dive too much into this top 16, but this is a big event that just happened. We did want to cover a little bit of it. You can find that deck list and the deck lists in the description of this video if you want to check those out. One other thing that did happen that was kind of unfortunate: 2 players got their bags stolen at the event.
The winner got their bags stolen.
Well, this was before. I think before the second day they got it stolen, right?
Oh, okay.
So they like kind of scrambled to put together a deck for the next day, but anyway, 2 players got their bags stolen out of a car. That's pretty unfortunate, but there is a GoFundMe to help support the replacement of those cards, and there's no other like the money isn't going to anything else besides just replacing what was stolen, so don't worry about that. But if you do feel generous enough to donate, we'll link that in the description as well. Other things coming up, dude. I'm so excited for what Wayne at LandGo is cooking up with the cookout.
Yeah.
This is a big event in sort of the Atlanta, Georgia area, Stone Mountain, Georgia, October 4th. And it's at Charlie's Collectibles Show. Up to 424 players at max capacity.
That is insane.
So day 1, player check-in at 10. Day 2, top cut. I think all of the rounds are just going to be dependent on how many people actually end up signing up for this.
You know, if this event caps out, it's like 106 pods. That's crazy.
Yeah. They could have gone for the funny number, 420, but they didn't. I don't know why.
Maybe next year on Combat.
A couple things. Entry fee is $85 till the end of August, so August 31st, and then it's increasing to $100. So get in your entry if you're trying to go to this event. There will be up to 8 rounds of Swiss if it caps out, which is insane. 8 rounds in one day.
8 rounds. Wait, it's in one day?
I think so. Top cut concludes, and it's...
Whoa.
So I'm not 100% sure about that. I don't know if that's worth clarifying for them, but it looks like pretty standard kind of just like rules and everything, fully proxied and that sort of thing. Pricing, 10K in pricing guaranteed. It will scale to 15K at 256 and full capacity 20K.
That's awesome. Another
that's 20K.
Like, that's the craziest thing. It's like last year, like 10Ks were like the biggest events, and now it's just 20K. That's crazy.
How long till we see the next 50K? Is it going to be Envy next year or Open next year?
That'd be awesome.
This is really cool, and I know that Wayne and LandGo in general, they host incredible events. We were at the LandGo Invitational and Open this year. We had an absolute blast. It was run extremely well, top to bottom. Looking forward to this event, and hopefully we can like cover it, or we can just be there somehow. Yeah, looks good to me. Speaking of just like stuff that's going on, Lamora posted a video that covered the his top 5 cEDH decks for new players, and I think that it's good to like put out some sort of like keep your finger on the pulse and kind of deliver content for new players every once in a while.
Yeah, I think it's like a great way to like introduce new players into the format, or like help them come in. Or
especially people that have like maybe taken a break and they're just like returning. Yeah. Because things change so quickly.
Yeah, you could have a kid and then take a break from cEDH. That could be a thing too.
For sure. Or if, you know, some certain cards get banned and you want to take a break, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, I hear that there's certain like 20Ks going on. I kind of come back. I think that having like these accessible lists and kind of explaining why they're easy to play, why it helps you like learn as a player, those things are important. So he goes over a bunch. I think he mostly talks about like Atali, Marnius, Vivi. I don't know, Vivi's kind of an interesting one. Malcolm Vile, that's pretty easy. And Yoshi Thras, which is like Rog Thras with a little bit less intense with the mana counting and stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot more of a quote unquote stable deck. You know what you're doing like most turns, and you know what generically you're tutoring.
And plus,
for.
you can like combo off with like a meal and stuff where once you are able to combo off, you just represent infinite mana.
Yeah.
Then you just have to like quote figure out your win con.
Yeah,
at that
it's
point.
like if I had to put it, it's like a bunch of like A plus B combos in the deck. So it's like, oh, there's Kinnan Basalt, there's Emil Cloudifairies, or Emil Derevi, right? Those things don't require you to like do multiple steps for your combo,
right?
Unlike like Rog Thras, right?
Where I'm not going infinite, but I am making 70 mana.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a Spring Heart Nantuko attached to a Cloud of Fairies, and then make like 70 mana, untap my lands, and do this and do that.
What decks do you think of when you think of like easy to play or beginner decks? Like if you had, let's say maybe a couple decks in your bag that you would take with you to these Friday night cEDH events or Wednesday night cEDH events, and you see like one guy is just hanging out all the time, and you're like, hey bro, like you should play cEDH with us. Like what deck are you handing him?
I think a lot of decks can be easy to new players if you like gear it properly, right? Like if you brew it properly towards in a generically like less experienced player. So like Kinnan can be like that. I know you have a list brewed up where it's just
it's the next tab.
Cast Basalt plus insert Basalt filter.
Yeah.
An easy one like he mentions is Marnius, right? It's just like make a bunch of tokens, draw a bunch of cards, do some dumb stuff.
And then you still have Facet Decon.
Yeah. As your like easy win condition.
Yeah.
Honestly, most Malcolm decks in my experience have been easy. Like that's how I mostly got into the format, is playing Malcolm decks.
I think partners are sometimes hard for people to grasp. And they say, well, like, I don't understand that in Malcolm Vial Smasher literally does fuck all and it doesn't do anything. And like that's a hard thing for commander players to grasp if they've been playing casual for 2 or more years, or even just any amount of time, right?
Sure. And I want to like elaborate on that, right? Is like Malcolm Kedis was what I started with.
Okay.
And you want to cast both commanders because.
But which order do you want to cast them in?
Usually it's Malcolm into.
Sometimes.
Kedis.
Yeah, but sometimes you have 2 mana on turn 1 and you have 3 mana on turn 2.
Yeah, sometimes it works both ways. But it's like a highly synergistic deck, right? Like it's easy to comprehend, like, oh, pirates, all that. And you can kind of explain the combo lines, whatever.
So what decks wouldn't you recommend to new players?
Oh, that's definitely...
I think Farm is probably a deck I would not recommend to new players.
Farm is like the hard deck to like pick up at first, right? Because it's like if you're extremely inexperienced at the format, you just like don't know what you're looking for. It's just a pile of good stuff. So like what is like the best out of that good stuff you want to look for?
When is each thing good?
Yeah.
Is like Esper Sentinel good on turn 5? Not really.
Yeah. I mean that's like applicable to most other decks, right?
Sure. Can you imagine like I've seen new players like try to resolve Nas or Necro and just like killing yourself over it is very funny. I think it doesn't really get old.
Honestly, Magda's like an easy one to pick up, right? Like you just make your treasures, make your dwarves. All you have to do is like explain the 1 combo or 2 combos in the deck.
Yeah, I think that one aspect to look for when looking at new decks or decks for new players is a well-defined combo line. You can say, here's what you need. Here's how the combo works. These are the pieces you tutor for. And like Kinnan Basalt at its base level is you have Kinnan in command. You need to find a way to get this weird mana rock into play.
Yep.
Once you have it into play, it's very, very hard to lose.
Yep.
Or, you just need to find a way to win then at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But you can explain to players, you can show them like on a playmat or something. Here, you have Kinnan, you tap Basalt for 4. You untap it for 3. Oh my goodness, you have 1 extra mana. What if you did this over and over again?
What if you did that infinite amount of times?
Yeah. So I think having that like defined combo line is really, really helpful because that's something they can practice. It's something they can look for. They can kind of like focus in on that, and everything else can kind of disappear.
Yeah.
Right, because they don't need to worry about like windows. They don't need to worry about like
when does the Thorn Mammoth come down?
But then I would say these decks like farm where there's so much redundancy and there's so many layers and overlapping synergies. Those are the decks that are hard because you're then trying to force like nuance onto a new player and decision making and stuff like that where I don't think they're ready for those things.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because like if you take a really, really good example of this is, and this is kind of an extreme example, is Kodama Thras. There are combos in that deck, but you can also assemble like a 7-piece combo in cards that are like not that related, and everyone will at the table will just stare at you if you know what you're doing and go, "Huh? What are you talking about?" So yeah, I just think we have to be careful about how we present cEDH to new players, especially if we're inviting new people to our play groups and things like that, because we don't want to scare them off. We want to show them like the fun and sort of like it is cool to play combos. It is not that easy. It's not just like, oh, I have Thassa, I have Decon. Every time I have the 2, it just resolves. Yeah. Like that's not what our format is. Speaking of that Kinnan list, I do have it here. So this is a Kinnan deck that I have put together specifically for newer players, and it's really not trying to do anything revolutionary. It's a lot of tutors, but you're mostly tutoring for the same thing.
Yep, Basalt or Basalt Outlet.
Yep. So Invasion of Ikoria gets a Basalt Outlet. Tezzeret gets Basalt. You've got Matadorks, which interact favorably with Kinnan.
Yep.
Consecrated Sphinx is something you can flip into. Vitality works well. Mastermind works well. Hullbreaker Horror, you can assemble an infinite combo with rocks and make mana that way. Kits is maybe a bit of a strange one, but the way I see it is that the ability to just like draw and discard kind of helps like fix your hand a little bit. Yeah. Gives you that a little bit of option and something to do. Especially if you're like on Seedborn, Nezahal, Nyx Bloom. Prophet of Distortion is a pretty old style Kinnan card.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
But I mean, like, it's not bad. I would just say it's probably not optimal in like a really strong Kinnan build. It still works.
Yeah, it's a 1-drop.
Seedborn, some Spellskite for some protection, Thrastios for another outlet. Tidespout for another Hullbreaker, Walking Ballista for an actual way to win the game, because sometimes saying that like, oh well, you just win with endurance loops or Cephalid Coliseum or whatever,
that's a little hard to try to explain to someone that is inexperienced.
Yeah, so if you just say like, oh well, you can just find the Walking Ballista and then you have infinite mana. Yeah, that's a good way to win. And then just like a lot of good tutors and some counter spells and nothing too crazy going on here.
Did you play a Soul Cauldron in this thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So even if you don't have, even if you're putting Ballista into Yard or if your Ballista gets counter or whatever, you have Soul Cauldron, you can give that ability to something else, then you can just go infinite with.
Yep. Turn your Nezahal into
The weirdest card this deck plays is Seed Time.
Dude, I've seen this in non-blue Necro decks.
Yeah, there's Soul Cauldron. Non-blue Necro decks. So I think that makes sense.
So like Krark Rayhan, I've seen that. Rog Rayhan.
Krark, Seed Time plus Krark is really fun.
I bet. You just get a bunch of extra turns.
Oh, it's also an Isochron Dramatic.
Okay. And it's also on Kitsa Dramatic then?
Yes.
Okay.
So it seemed like a good synergy to me to like have those pieces.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to explain too. Oh, tap two rock, untap.
Yeah.
And Kinnon's just a mana battery to make it easier.
Exactly. And then a responsible number of lands, 27, including MDFCs. So I've won a ton of games on this deck, even against experienced players. Like it doesn't have like that high level of refinement and overlapping synergies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It just plays cards that combo, and
yeah, it's just
like good enough.
It's just mana, tutor, and combos.
So I call it kind of like an old school classic combo Kinnon list, but this is my go-to for introducing new players.
Yeah, and it's in colors that like players that are from casual like will recognize, right? Like green is definitely the most dominant color in casual. Just like, ooh, we're playing the dorks, we're playing the crater hoof,
yeah,
whatever, right? And then blue, like sometimes people don't have an affinity towards blue, and some people do.
And you get to play some of the counter spells without playing like hard control, because I think that playing hard control is probably not what you want to give a new player either.
Yeah.
Anyway. Speaking of teaching people things, we've been doing a lot of coaching, like a lot.
Yeah. I think every week I have at least like 3 sessions.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I know that I have a lot of people sign up for sessions for me, but I was kind of earlier in the week, I was saying like, hey, I'm kind of like at capacity right now. I can schedule out of some of these and stuff, but like, I have a kid coming, that sort of thing. Now the kid's here. Now I have even less time. So if you guys are interested in coaching, we're more than happy to provide that service. But unfortunately, I think my schedule is kind of booked out right now.
Yeah.
But that said, we have Jason, Eric, and Austin all more than willing. You can find links to our coaching form in the description below. But this session, I went over Zur with
Blake from the Casting Cost.
cEDH.
Yeah.
Blake and I'm really bad. His name starts with C. I'm really bad with names. Blake hosts a channel with his friend, and they host a pretty good channel. They do top 16s and gameplay and all kinds of stuff.
They have been covering some of the events we've gone to or hosted to.
Yeah.
Like I know they did one on Crombat.
Yeah, they did. They did a really good job covering that.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. I'm blanking on your name. It's been a long week.
I do like their content. I just recently watched. They're like, what happens if you turn your deck into like Blue Farm, right? Which is basically mid-rangeifying your deck or whatever, making it like 100 staples in your deck.
Yeah. And in this video, we talk about like Zur and kind of the struggles that he was having with some certain cards. And I think Zur is one of those old style commanders that had heavily relied on like using the power of like Nas plus like Angel's Grace and stuff like that.
Phyrexian Unlife.
That very interesting otherwise bad cards.
So very, very niche cards, but they're extremely powerful in certain circumstances.
And because Zur is guaranteed to tutor them onto the field, you can take advantage of that with other cards.
The nice thing is that it's 2 battlefield.
Yes.
So once the trigger resolves, bam. There we go.
So I kind of went over my deck building process because he was really interested in building a control shell with Zur. And I think that's like a totally viable thing to do, given that Esper has this ability to just kind of sit there and hang out and draw cards while not losing the game or trying to not lose the game. And then all of a sudden, like the window's wide open. Here's me tutoring for Thassa Decon and winning.
Bam. Easy.
Yeah. So we talked about that, and I did basically a ground up deck build on Zur, and I told him like my thought process of just starting with just the commander and then adding in some staples and some certain cards and how many lands to run and what cards I would like to see in this sort of deck. But it was a really good conversation. I really enjoyed it a lot.
I think the thought process is like the biggest part of what you need to brew decks, and it's very interesting to listen to it.
That's one thing I've always enjoyed, and like it's one thing to go over like top 16s and talk about decks and the lists and what certain cards mean in lists, but listening to someone that brews decks is totally different.
Yeah.
Because like you said, the thought process and sort of the overall process of like moving cards around and deciding,
Like
do I run this or do I run
why
this?
you run this over a different card?
Yeah, do I run Fierce in Zur? I don't know, probably not.
Yeah, 4 mana triple pips is a little hard.
Not only that, but it's not guaranteed. And like when you draw Fierce, then are you paying 3 mana for a non-creature counterspell? That doesn't seem very good.
Yeah.
So that sort of thing. But we really like enjoying these. We really like recording these coaching sessions and releasing them. It's been really fun, and it's a really good way for us to continue to give back, especially for people that aren't really sure what to expect from coaching. I think that's kind of like
it gives like almost
the big
like
unknown
introduction or some sort of line like that where like you're dipping your toes in the shallow end.
Yeah. I think there's people that can't like afford coaching, or if they're not sure if they want to like invest in coaching as well. Yeah. So we like just kind of being open and transparent about like what these coaching sessions are like. But that means that if you're not participating in these coaching sessions, it's kind of hard to get one that's tailored to what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So if you do want a coaching session that's tailored to what you're looking for, check out the sign up link below, and we'll be more than happy to help you out.
Yep.
Man, it is the end of July, and our league
almost. We've got 2 more days left.
It is the end of July. It's not the end of our league yet because we got 2 more days. But man, we're at 700 games with 2 days left.
That is so awesome.
And 181 players. So that's our final count for this month. And probably like nearly $800 to $1,000 in prizing. Probably 800, something like that. It's a lot of cards. And plus loot.
You did add more to the prize pool too.
Yeah, I just like, I'm like, there's so many people playing and enjoying playing and stuff like that. It's just nice. I just got to add more back to it.
It's just nice to see our Discord popping off at like random hours of the night. I'll be like, it'll be like 4 a.m. and I'm like, oh my god, Callie's in a game.
I was sitting in the hospital multiple times this weekend, and at like really odd hours, and I would just like pull up like Discord to see what's going on, and like people are playing games or whatever. I'm like, I'm so proud. But not only that, we have over 900 people in our Discord, and I think a good amount of those are people that are just like there to play league games, which is really cool. Mm-hmm. But our Discord's growing. The league is growing. I expect August to be around the same numbers, if not bigger. I don't know why it wouldn't keep growing because we just keep hitting more people every month. Unfortunately, because of like all the life stuff I have going on right now, I haven't been able to put together prizing for August. But I know that the expectations for that are pretty high, so I will do my best to maintain those expectations because I think it's really important. And we're definitely evaluating feedback and constantly trying to improve this league system and process, and we want to make this a good way for players to keep in touch, especially if you're like not geographically located to a local game store or anything like that. Mm-hmm. You can get some good practice in. If you're a new player, you can hone up your skills before going to the invitational, if you're going to that in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I think I'll be jamming some games this next month.
Yeah. But anyway, our July league will be finishing in about 2 days, which means that our August league will be open August 1st. We wait until the first day of the month to open up those signups. Just crossing over between the two, it just causes a mess. Yeah. So when this one's done, we'll open the other one, and then games will start, and then that'll be open for about 3 weeks, and we close it about the last 10 days of the month.
Yep.
And we'll keep doing that. So look for more information on that. If you want to join or ask any questions about the league, just join our Discord. Start asking away. We'll help you out. The easiest and cheapest way to join is just join on Patreon and connect your Discord to your Patreon account, and that'll automatically give you access. If you don't have a Patreon or you don't like Patreon for whatever reason, you can always join as a subscriber on Discord. That is totally fine as well. Mm-hmm. What the hell is this card?
So these are cards that have been performing in deck lists that have been performing well at recent events.
Okay.
Eric did this segment, so I'm not particularly sure where these deck lists come from.
Okay.
But I guess this is just our mini game of figuring out which deck it comes from, right?
Okay.
My initial thought so far is that it comes from like some kind of like Cradle Farm deck.
I know Austin has flashed this card to me at locals multiple times on his TNT list.
So it's like TNT or Dog Thras.
Yeah.
Got it. The main thing is like you always have Thrasios in play or your other partner for Thrasios.
Mm-hmm.
So just having the attack trigger is almost always guaranteed. And then it just creates a 1/1 red goblin tapped and attacking for each opponent. So it's kind of like Myriad in that regard, or even like...
What is the 1 white legend that does this?
Adeline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
And then you can sack
this creature.
A knock strike leader to give all your creature tokens indestructible. So it gives you a layer of like protection for your Cradle. Obviously this doesn't save like your Thrasios or anything like that, but it still protects your Cradle count with your goblins and stuff.
Doesn't protect them against deluge though.
Yeah, true.
Interesting. Okay. So I think there's probably a world in which Tim Dargo could run this just to create those extra dudes, cost reduce.
Oh yeah,
Dargo
just
a little
eat
bit.
them straight away. Yeah.
Yeah, or
and
just have the
Timna
attackers
too. That's awesome. And they don't go away.
Right. They don't go away.
Which is really cool because it's not like Voice of Victory where they go away at the end of turn. They are just 1/1 goblins that stay around forever. So if like you kind of keep overwhelming your opponents with them.
Yeah, I would caution you, if you're tight on slots, do not replace your Voice of Victory with this card. I don't think that's a good idea.
Jay, don't do it.
This is interesting. Also, it's a dog for some reason.
It's a dog. Wait, it's a
warrior.
Dog.
Wait, no.
It's a warrior. Is this a Nagila card?
Oh no. Nagila players. Ooh, warrior.
Warrior.
It's a dog riding a cat, actually.
Wait, what?
Yeah, do you see it? The art?
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't... So this is from Tarkir Dragonstorm Commander?
Wait, okay.
But
that kind of looks like Voice of Victory in the back. Maybe I'm going crazy, but...
Was this... Oh, so this is one of those unique cards that was printed for a Commander deck, but never printed outside of that.
Sure, so it's like Polywog Prodigy in that regard.
Or Imposter Mech.
Yeah.
Or...
Which means they won't have foils.
Tiller Engine.
Yes!
So these, man, what a weird genre of cards. I think these cards are super interesting because Wizards has a little bit more freedom to design where they don't have to worry about standard, they don't have to worry about modern, right? And they can design these really interesting cards that are like
just built for the precon itself.
Yeah,
like
or just Commander the format.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sure we'll see this card around some places. I think Cradle decks make the most sense. Maybe Dargo a little bit, but
Dargo Timna, yeah.
It is also fairly new, and because it's new and it's like it's had one printing and it's obscure, it's going to take people a little bit maybe to figure out where this goes, if it goes anywhere.
Sure.
All right. Freed from the Real, man.
Oh, this one was for Kidden.
What year is it, dude? We haven't seen this card in like a while.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's a combo piece for Kidden, right? And in other decks, it's also a combo piece if you have like Kidden in your main board too, or like a Bloom Tender or a Fabro Elder, right?
Sure.
And then you have like an outlet like Thrasios in the command zone.
But I think that decks that typically run this card find it hard to tutor for this.
Yeah.
Like Kinnan, for example, doesn't really tutor for enchantments. You just kind of happen up on it.
You can drift the Phantasms for Freed from the Real, Basalt, Rhystic Study, and Enduring Vitality.
That's not that bad. I don't know that it's good. Are you running Drift in your Kinnan list right now?
Yeah. Dude, it gets Rhystic Study. Come on.
Yeah. When was the last time you used Drift for like Basalt?
Never.
Really?
I've always gotten Rhystic or Enduring Vitality.
I think Kinnan can use Drift pretty well because it just has the ability or the capacity to make a lot of mana.
Yeah.
So it's 3 mana to transmute, right? But even so, it's like, okay, I'm gonna fully tap out for a Ristic on turn 3 or whatever. There's worse things you could be doing.
Yeah, I could see this in those Thrasios X decks, right? Especially if you're running like white, you can go and grab this with your Enlightened Tutor.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the best use of your Enlightened Tutor.
Thrasios Tevish, maybe?
Sure, if you have a Boon Tender, right? Or if you're playing like Kinnan plus Birds of Paradise plus Freed from the Real.
We're adding more pieces to this combo.
Or like even I guess with the printing of Enduring Vitality, it makes all your creatures dork. So as long as you have a Kinnan plus creature in play,
I feel like I should almost play this in Maelstrom Wonder.
Interesting.
Because I've run Sovala, Bloom Tender.
Oh yes, that is awesome.
And Sovala usually taps for like 7 or something. It's pretty hard to make that not go infinite.
Yeah.
Anyway, Freed from the Real is an interesting card. I think we'll probably see a little bit more of it here and there. As the meta goes a little bit more proactive and as players, we're trying to find ways to just win the game instead of like dirtle and play the mid-range game.
I think that's true, right? Like if you have a high density of combos, you're more likely to find them.
Yeah, but also you don't want to just like jam your deck full of combos. If the deck is all just combos, you're gonna end up with like half of the combo pieces in your hand and go,
how do I stop the other person from winning?
Either that or where's the other half of my combo? Yeah. So anyway, that's Freed from the Real. I wonder when was the last time this was printed? The list.
Secret Lair? Dude, that Secret Lair printing. I kind of like the Neon Dynasty borders.
Yeah.
Something about them, like, because that's when I like started really playing Magic, was like 22 or 21.
This reminds me of like a Yu-Gi-Oh card for some reason. Even though like I know it doesn't, Yu-Gi-Oh cards don't look like this. I think just like the coloring and like the very just flashiness of it.
The neon colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. All right. I know this is a shorter episode. We got through most of what we wanted to talk about. What do we got coming up?
Well, I've got Steel City. Austin's got Steel City. I don't know if you've got Steel City.
It's more likely than it was last week. Let's put it that way.
That's for sure. Not sure if Eric's gonna go.
Okay.
We'll see about that one. But I think 2 of us will at least be at Steel City. So if you guys see us, come say hi. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, I love meeting all of you guys. Even if I've never met you before in my life, it's awesome to know you guys are out there.
Yeah. If nothing else, if I don't go, I'm definitely setting you guys up with like the camera and stuff.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And mics, so you can go walk around and talk to people. Do we have any locals or anything going on between now and then?
No, just our like level 7 weeklies, Friday night, Saturday night.
Yeah, those have been really good. There's been a lot of good players at those, and like new people coming and
I know
like picking up the format.
I know a bunch of our locals are just going to the open, just to like, just because it's like a 20K, right? Like this was announced really early in the year, actually. Like I think around even like March we knew about this.
Yeah. So
people have had time to properly prepare and like get into the mindset that they're going to play at this event, and so far it's like there are huge signups for the open. The Envy is a prestigious event too.
There's so many other events happening too. There's like Legacy and Vintage.
Oh yeah, that's like not that just the tip of the iceberg, right? Like there's no ban list, EDH and all this other stuff.
Nadu's back. Yeah, I don't know. No ban list. Man, Hullbreacher, Nadu.
Hullbreacher with Nadu. You can't draw cards. I'm not drawing cards.
Nadu with like Power 9.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure, but this is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about these no ban list events. That's like a lot of brain space and brain power. I just like can't devote to it. And also, there's no format for that on Moxfield, so you're gonna have to like manually.
Yeah, you'll have to put like none or something like that.
Format none. But I still have a commander. Don't Anyway, overall, things are going great. super happy about the birth of my son. It's just been like a good week. Been a really long weekend, but we'll keep going.
We'll keep going. I mean, the grind continues.
Yeah, for sure.
As always.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been like, it's been fun. I don't know what I want to play for indie, if I do go.
Okay, guys, go into the comments and vote for what deck Logan should play at the indie.
Everyone's gonna say Maelstrom Wander or some shit like that, and I'm gonna be forced to play that.
Hey, anything for content, right? Anything for content.
That's what Max P said. Yeah, no weird decks at the Invitational, and here I am with the Wanderer, not Wandering Minstrel, Maelstrom Wander. Maybe I'll take like Yidris or something strange.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Then you'll play against Varix, and Varix will be like, that's not actually how this is supposed to be layered, and you're like, fuck. Fuck.
He's already made fun of me for wrong side like multiple times because like Ty is local to him, and so he's made comments about like, oh, wrong side is just like for copers only.
That's funny.
So I don't know. I think I'd probably take wrong side if I had to choose. It's just the deck feels really good, and if you haven't picked up the deck or even tried it, definitely recommend it. I know Jason's got his own version that's like 3 cards different than mine right now.
Play Emrakul, guys. It's so good.
Emrakul's a good card. Hey, that's a good card. All right. Well, that's it for us this week. Maybe we'll have a longer show next week. Maybe we'll have more to talk about. But for now, thank you to everyone who watches, who subscribes. We've just hit 2,500 subscribers. Felt like we just hit 2,000. But
yeah, it's been insane growth since we've started. I know it's not like we're getting 1 million subscribers overnight, but
we're in a niche community. Like cEDH is big, but it's not that big.
This is still awesome.
Yeah. So we've hit 2,500 subscribers. We've got almost 1,000 people in our Discord. We've got 180 plus in our league. What other random stats can I throw out? 250 plus Patreon members.
How many people are following you on Twitter?
Like over 500.
That's awesome.
It's all right. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate you being here, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.